y'all, Terry family? I'm so happy you made it back to the channel because today would not have been the same without you. My phone's ringing. Hey mama. Since you calling, what you got to say about the subject? Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, yeah, so why is it important to forgive yourself? Why is forgiving yourself important? Okay, so like I said, I'm not gonna go all the way into this, or I'm gonna try not to go all the way into this. Y'all know I just get to talking sometimes. But why is it important to forgive yourself? It is important because a lot of times when we are dealing with unforgiveness of ourselves, a lot of times when we have things that are on our minds or in our hearts about what we wish we could have done better, but we never take the moment or take the opportunity and just really work through that stuff that we're feeling guilty about, or that we're feeling like we didn't meet or come up to par about, whatever it is that you're dealing with in yourself. It could be something that you did wrong. It could be something that you haven't accomplished yet. It could be something you did with your family or your friends that you wish you would have done better, a failed relationship. It could be anything. It's just anything that we see in ourselves and that we wish we could have done a better job at handling or whatever. So we have these things, and I believe so everybody has at least one thing that they are kind of dealing with, or they're going back and forth with themselves on, man, I wish I could have done that better, and they just never let it go. So why is it important that we forgive ourselves? For one thing, it's important that we forgive ourselves because if we never forgive ourselves, we never allow ourselves to move past that moment. If we're always stuck, just like if with someone else, like if we have to forgive someone else, and if we don't forgive someone else, then we're always stuck in whatever moment or whatever point of time it was when that person hurt you. You're always there mentally, you're always there emotionally, and it kind of handicaps us emotionally, it handicaps us mentally, because we're always focusing on that one thing and we can never get past it. It's the same thing when we can't forgive ourselves. We get stuck in that one moment, we get stuck in that one failed relationship, in that one failed opportunity, in that one failed whatever it was. We would always live in that moment. So you have to forgive yourself so you're able to let those things go and give yourself permission to move past whatever that instance was, and just realize that you're a human being and you're doing your very best. So forgive yourself and allow yourself to move past it. That's one reason why it's important. Another reason why it's important that we forgive ourselves is because if we're not forgiving ourselves, if we're not giving ourselves I don't want to say an excuse, but if we're not seeing our own humanity and allowing room for our own humanity in our lives, if we're not giving ourselves a break, basically, if we're not doing that for ourselves, it's like you start developing this need for approval. You start developing this like need to be praised by other people or be approved of by other people outside of yourself, and that is so unhealthy. Like, because if you're craving that, if you need that to function, then you're gonna be disappointed, because not because people are bad, not because of anything like that, but like I said, we're all human beings. Everybody's not gonna be able to fulfill or fill that void for you every single day of your life. Somebody somewhere is going to disappoint you because you're putting too much pressure on them and giving them too much power and authority over your mental, over your emotions. If someone says one bad thing to you, then you break down. That's not because they said one bad thing to you. It's because somewhere inside of yourself you haven't worked through your own stuff. And one of the things that can cause that is not forgiving ourselves. If we're not forgiving ourselves, and we just want everybody else to tell us that we're worthy, and we want their praise, so we know that, okay, maybe I'm not as bad as I thought I was. If you're not forgiving yourself, then you're gonna That's one way that you fall into that, oh my God, I need to be approved of. I need somebody to tell me I'm okay. I need somebody to tell me that I'm still worthy of whatever that thing is, or I'm still good enough to have, or I'm still, you know, you start falling into that. It's like a, what's they called when you go into, it's like a black hole. It's like you start falling into a black hole of this need of approval, need of praise from outside people. And that's not healthy at all, y'all. That's not healthy, and it's not fair to the people around you. It's not fair to the people that you're going to be in a relationship with in the future. It's not fair to your family, your friends who are in your lives now. It's just not fair, and it's not fair to you. And then another thing about not forgiving ourselves, and why it's important that we do forgive ourselves, because man, if you're not able to forgive yourself, if you're not able to love yourself enough that you're giving yourself a second chance, how would you even know where or who to look for in a partner? How would you even know? How would you even know what that looks like if you never taken a moment to just sit by yourself and in your own stuff and look at and identify your own stuff and still decide that you're gonna love yourself enough to make room for your humanity, to make room for your mistakes, and still love yourself? Despite all of this stuff, despite what I haven't accomplished yet, despite the mistakes I've made, I still love myself enough to say I forgive me, and I'm going to allow myself to move past it. I'm going to allow myself to grow and to grow beyond whatever this mishap was. If you're not able to do that for yourself, how in the world would you know what that looks like in another person? It's impossible. And that could be relationship as boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. That could be friendships. That could be your family. How would you even know what to look for if you've never taken a moment by yourself, alone with yourself, and just forgave yourself and looked at yourself and still said, okay, I love myself enough to forgive me so that I'm able to move past it? You wouldn't even know what to look for because you've never done that for yourself. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if it came to you and smacked you across the face. You just wouldn't know because you don't love yourself enough yet to forgive yourself. So those are like the three big things that I think about when I think about that question or think about that topic, why it's important that we forgive ourselves. But I don't know, I just wanted y'all to think about that. And if you're dealing with something that maybe you're not so proud of, or a mistake that you've done in the past, you committed a couple of times in the past, or I don't know, a failed opportunity, or you feel like you should be somewhere that you're not, and you're like dealing with it on a day-to-day basis, and you're like beating yourself up about it. In no way am I telling you not to set goals, and in no way am I telling you not to want to be a better person if it is like a habit or something that you constantly are doing that you're trying to break. I'm not telling you not to reach beyond whatever that thing is that you're dealing with, but I am telling you that you have to love yourself enough to forgive yourself. Now that doesn't, if you're really loving yourself, if you're really taking the moment to look at yourself and decide that you're going to love yourself in the way that forgiveness requires us to love ourselves, or forgiveness requires you to love whoever you're forgiving, if you're really doing that, then I'm not worried about you going back, because that's not what it is. So I'm not telling you that it's okay, forgive yourself and then revert back to whatever it is you were doing. I'm telling you that if you're dealing with something like that, if you're dealing with whatever it is that you're not forgiving, it's so important that you love yourself enough so that you say, okay, I'm Danielle, and I forgive myself. I forgive myself, and I'm going to allow myself to move and grow past whatever that is. It's so important, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck in the same situation. You're going to be stuck in the same cycle of events, and you're not going to know why. You're not going to understand why you can't get out of it. You're not going to understand why you stay in this same situation over and over and over and over and over and over again for forever, for how long it takes until you decide, okay, I got to do something different. You have to forgive yourself. You have to love yourself first. it's so easy for us sometimes to forgive other people. And even if it's not easy for you to forgive other people, I guarantee you it's probably 10 times harder for you to forgive yourself. I don't know, I don't understand that we take the opportunity to love everybody else. We take the opportunity to be there for everybody else, to make sure that everybody else is okay. But when it comes to ourselves, it's hard for us to forgive ourselves. It's hard for us to love ourselves. It's hard for us to make sure that we're okay, and for us to do the things that it takes for us to be okay. So I just wanted us to think about that. Really think about that, y'all. I want us to get to a point where we can look at ourselves, look at all, like every side of ourselves, the good, the great, the bad, and the horrible. And we be able to identify all of those things that we're not proud of, that we don't like about ourselves, but we still say, okay, I still love myself. Even in that, I still love myself. I love myself enough to forgive, and I love myself enough to go past and beyond that. That's what I want you guys to think about. That's what I want us to be able to accomplish for ourselves, for nobody else. Well, it's gonna affect everybody else around you, but really it starts with you, and it's for you. It's for your health. It's for your well-being, and that's important. It's very important that we take care of ourselves. Okay, y'all, so I try not to go too deep into it. You know, I got 3 quick topics, but that's what I wanted to talk about. I hope that you guys enjoyed that little talk, and if you have anything to add, you want to add something down below. If you're dealing with this situation and this video helped you, please comment down below and let me know. Like, comment, subscribe to this channel. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Peace and